Welcome everyone to Storytime Share with Val and Seal, where we are redefining storytime. I am one of your hosts, Miss Cecilia Seal Smith.
And I'm your other host, Valerie Val Johnson Reed.
And we are so excited to be back in the new year, right? In the new year 2022. And we have two amazing guests that we're going to bring on a little bit later. But what we first want to do is celebrate our HBCU of the week. Who do we have, Val?
Oh, wow. Well, this week is another school that's near and dear to my heart. Let me just be honest. All HBCUs are near and dear to my heart. They just are. They're going to be near and dear to our hearts. But this particular one has a special place in my heart because my firstborn son, Ryan, attends this school, and this is Paul Quinn College, located in Dallas, Texas. Paul Quinn College's guiding principles are leave places better than you found them, lead from wherever you are, live a life that matters, love something greater than yourself. In fall of 2015, Paul Quinn College adopted the new student financial structure called the New Urban College Model, which amongst other things, but the big thing is that student college tuition provides students with the ability to graduate with less than $10,000 worth of student loan debt. And last but not least, their institutional ethos is we over me. So big shout out to Paul Quinn College. They're doing some amazing things in the Dallas community. They are nationally known now for their amazing state-of-the-art basketball court and arena. So big shout out to Dr. Michael Sorrell and Paul Quinn College. Go Tigers.
Yeah, let's go. Awesome. And just like Val said, we celebrate all institutions, but of course, HBCUs deserve to be celebrated. We want to shine light on the amazing things that HBCUs are doing for our culture and for our community. So, of course, representation matters. So I'm all for it. Go Tigers, right?
Indeed.
All right. So we are going to get straight into the show. I'm very excited because I believe last year we only had one duo, and it was a mother and son for two. So now we actually have Miss Charlene and Curtis Andrews, which are going to come on, and they're going to tell us all about their new amazing book and everything that they have going on. All right, so let's bring them on.
Hello.
All right.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Of course.
So go ahead and tell our audience a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I am Curtis Andrews. I'm an early childhood educator. I've been that for 20 plus years, and I am all about classroom management. That is my thing. And of course, I'm a newly published author. The book is Captain Curriculum Saves Circle Time. And
I'm Charlene Floyd. I've also been in education for 20 plus years. I have two children, two grandchildren, and this is my fiance.
Awesome.
and also, she is a character. We're both characters in the book.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And we're about to see that soon. So y'all just stay
Yes, we are. So without further delay, Charlene and Curtis, take it away.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Captain Curriculum.
Captain Curriculum.
And Tracy Transitions.
And Tracy Transitions.
We're here to make your classroom.
We're here to make your classroom
an amazing place to be.
An amazing place to be.
Captain C and Tracy T.
Captain C and Tracy T.
What you need is a plan.
What you need is a plan.
Put it into action.
Put it into action.
Easy and fun for everyone.
Easy and fun for everyone.
Captain Curriculum.
Captain Curriculum.
And Tracy Transitions.
And Tracy Transitions.
We're here to make your classroom.
We're here to make your classroom
An amazing place to be.
An amazing place to be.
Yay! All right, everyone. Today's story is Captain Curriculum Saves Circle Time. Are you ready? All right, here we go. While the children are busy enjoying their activities, the teacher wants them to stop what they're doing and listen to her.
Okay, children, it's circle time. Let's clean up and come to the carpet.
The children are really focused on their activities, so they don't respond. So Miss Weeble tries to get their attention once more. This time she raises her voice and says, hurry to the
carpet, everyone.
The children react as if they just heard the most awful news in the whole wide world. A loud no echoes throughout the room.
But I just got here. I didn't have time to play.
I'm not finished.
This is the worst day ever.
I hate school.
I know. But we have to stick to the schedule, says Miss Weeble.
But that's not fair, the whole group cries out.
Everyone, look at the schedule. It says circle time at 8:30. We don't want to be late, so we have to hurry.
The children quickly try to clean everything up. They even rush to the carpet to find a place to sit. Getting to the carpet was a rough transition, but now they can finally start their circle time. The title of the book is Scoot Over, says Janie. Ah, grunts Max. You are too close to me. But Janie, there's no room for me to sit.
Use your words and not your body parts, the teacher says.
Janie and Max are way too distracted to even hear Miss Weeble. They keep nudging each other with their elbows.
Stop it, leave me alone. Max, can you scoot over just a little bit?
Oh, all right, says Max.
Thank you.
For the moment, the class is focused on the story. The title of the book is given and the story is underway. While reading the story, Ms. Weeble forgets to show the pictures. The children think the teacher is reading to herself. So the children decide to keep themselves busy by laughing, singing, and tickling each other. With all the noise in the room, the teacher's face turns red, just like a fire truck. But before she can speak a word, Miss Weeble notices that everyone in the room has suddenly stopped moving. It's as if time is frozen. The children are completely still. Can this really be happening? What in the world is going on in here? She asks herself. Suddenly, she hears footsteps moving fast in the hallway. The noise finally stops. That's when Miss Weeble sees someone's shadow underneath the closed door. She begins to wonder,
who can it be? What do they want? And why are they just standing there?
Now, when the door swings open, Miss Weeble is amazed at what she sees. A man in a gray and black costume with a brown trim. Also, there was a big letter C in the middle of his chest. Miss Weeble is so amazed, she can't even move. Hello, says the man in the costume. Miss Weeble waves to him and says,
who are you? And what has happened to my children?
My name is Captain Curriculum. No worries. Your children are taking a small break from their activities.
Oh, okay. I see that you know how to freeze time. Can you do anything else?
Yes, I can help you in your classroom.
How can you do that?
By giving you a plan that will make your classroom an amazing place to be.
Yes, it's been really hard managing the classroom. I would love for you to help me.
I will help you, but first we have to find out how the problem started. Now tell me exactly what happened, and please do not leave out any details.
Well, I let the children choose what they wanted to do. They were having so much fun. I gave them some more time to play. It was getting late, and we needed to get ready for circle time. When we sat on the carpet, the children started getting fidgety and whiny. That's it. That's exactly what happened.
So there was no transition between cleaning up and having your circle time?
But we couldn't. There was no time for a transition. We needed to get ready for our circle time.
There's always time for a transition. In fact, having just one transition would have made the morning go a whole lot smoother.
You think so?
I know so.
To be honest, I don't know any transitions. I've never used them before.
That's no problem. My friend will help you with the transition.
What friend?
The one standing behind you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you, says the woman in the red and black costume. Now, who are you? Asks Miss Weeble, then looks around and says, where did Captain Curriculum go? I'm Tracy Transitions. I'm sure Captain Curriculum will be back real soon. Okay then. Did you say your name was Tracy Transitions? Yes, and I'm going to help you with the transition, she says. Sounds good. Where do we start? Asked Miss Weeble. We should start with something simple. Your transition can be a song, a phrase, or some kind of action. Yes, something that the children can easily remember, says Miss Weeble. If you said something like 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me, and the children quickly stop what they're doing and say 1, 2, eyes on you, suggests Tracy. Yes, I like it. Let's do it. All right, it's time to see your plan in action, says Tracy. As soon as the word plan is spoken, Captain Curriculum reappears.
That's exactly right, Tracy. It's time to see that plan, he says.
Hey, where have you been? Asks Miss Weeble.
I was helping other classrooms with their curriculum. That's my job.
Oh, says Miss Weeble.
Okay, it's time to unfreeze the children and use your new transition.
I'm ready, said Miss Weeble.
Captain Curriculum snaps his fingers and the children continue laughing, singing,
La, 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 la.
and tickling each other. Feeling confident, Miss Weeble says,
1, 2, 3, all eyes on me.
At once, the children stop what they're doing and give their full attention to their teacher.
Okay, friends, this is something new. When I say 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me, everyone will answer 1, 2, eyes on you. Do you think you can do that?
We can try.
All right, here we go.
Captain Curriculum looks at Tracy and whispers, let's come back tomorrow and see how they do. So the next day, Captain Curriculum and Tracy Transition sneak back into the classroom without being seen. They notice that everyone is busy doing something. We picked a good time to come back, didn't we? Asked Captain Curriculum.
Yeah, it's almost circle time. Let's see how the transition goes, says Tracy.
After a few minutes of play, Miss Weeble says,
1, 2, 3, all eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Okay, friends, let's quietly clean up and get ready for circle time.
The children begin to clean up and find a place to sit on the carpet. It's amazing what you can do when there's a plan, says Captain Curriculum.
You're absolutely right.
If everyone knows the plan and follows it,
then the classroom will be
an amazing place to be. The end.
Oh,
That was so good. Oh wow.
so excited about this
Very
book.
good. Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That was wonderful. And I don't know if you all are aware of that or not, but Charlene and Curtis have told us that they are educators of 20 plus years, and Seal and I are educators as well. So we know too well what that means when we talk about transitions, and we're hoping
Management.
with
Yep.
this book, we're hoping that so many parents now will understand what the teachers are talking about when they talk about transition time. So let's dig right in. What made you come up with this book? What was your aha moment? You said, you know what, we got to write a book about this.
Well, like I said before, I have 20 plus years, and so does Charlene. I just noticed that in many classrooms, there was a lack of management.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always told that I was really good at transitions.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually love movies. I love stories. So one day back in I think it was 2014, I started writing the story. It evolved to what it is now, but it basically was a teacher was planning an activity, and then the kids were not responding the way she wanted them to. And at the same time, she was trying to prepare them for the circle time period of the day. So I put that on the shelf for, I think, 13 years. And then me and Charlene got together, and then I pulled it off the shelf again, and I started writing it, and I really started getting real serious about it. So that was the whole gist of it. And, children need transitions. They need to know what to expect throughout the day. And it makes the whole day go a whole lot smoother. We can smoothly transition from one activity or one experience to another. So that's the genesis of it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's amazing. And this is the first story that we've come across that specifically talks about the transition side of the day, where there needs to be a structure. And I think so often we think about, well, we just got to, okay, it's time to do this, it's time to do that, it's time to do this. But what about how do we get there? So this book is going to be huge with that. It's really huge with that because it helps the reader to understand, whether it's a child or adult, understand that transitions are very important. While we're talking about transition time and time management, that all goes into classroom management. Talk to our audience about whether they're children, students, or their teachers or their parents. Why is classroom management that goes along with the time management and the transitions? Why is that so important to the classroom setting? We know that we're teaching in what they call unprecedented times now. Even now more than ever, our children need structure. Talk to us a little bit about why that's so important for our days.
Because, and bottom line, it makes the day go a whole lot smoother. Like I said before, if you know exactly what the plan is and the children know what the plan is, then your classroom is going to be successful, being that they implement it. I think classroom management is more than just your environment, how you set it up. That's one part of it. But it's so many layers to it. Because if you have good classroom management, you'll have time management, you'll have organization, you'll have deep-rooted relationship built up with the children that culminates into trust, and then everything just works so perfectly when there's a plan. I don't understand how a teacher can really go throughout the day without having classroom management. It's not just the children, the teacher, it's the children as well. So both of them working together to make the classroom a success.
That is so true. Thank you for that. That is so true. At a point in the story where Miss Weeble was having trouble, she was just like, kind of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then Captain Curriculum stepped in and kind of showed her some things or kind of took over from there. I think so often as educators, we're afraid to accept help. We don't want anybody coming in our space. We can be very territorial. We don't want people coming in our space. We don't want them telling us what to do. But Mrs. Weeble, she accepted the help, and talk a little bit about that. Why is it so important for whether you're an educator or whatever your job is? Why is it important for us to accept help? Because so often we don't want to accept help, and then from there our children or our students believe that they shouldn't accept help either. Why was that so important to talk about in the story?
Because as a teacher, you're not just the educator, quote unquote. You are the facilitator. You are everything to that child for that 8 or 9 so hours that you're with them. And I think being transparent about how you feel is important too. What the times that I'm in a classroom, I will let the children know if I make a mistake. I have no problem with that. I think it goes back to building that relationship. They see you as their teacher, but they see you as a human being as well. And they're thinking, okay, if Mr. Curtis or Miss Charlene makes a mistake, it's okay for me to be honest about my shortcomings. So it's definitely very important.
Very good. It truly is. And it makes such a difference, because even with the students that I teach middle school, and even with the students that I teach, I'll say, hey, you know what, guys, I realized I made a mistake. And they're looking at me like, what? She made a mistake? It's just like, yes, we're not perfect either. So it's okay for me to admit that, when we make a mistake or that didn't quite go the way I expected it to go. So thank you for sharing that. That is huge. And that's so important for boys and girls to know that we're human just like they are.
Val, I was also going to say something too, just a visual, because I know you're a visual person, and then I know like so many of us are visuals. There's been situations or times to where students seeing teachers work together in an effective and positive way, like, oh, they communicate. Like my math and my science teacher, they know each other, they work together. So when you see those things, that type of community and that sense of camaraderie, even between teachers, it impacts them, and they start to know that, okay, what goes on in Miss Smith's class or Mr. Andrews' class is not just what goes on in Mr. Andrews' class, but also Miss Reed or Miss Floyd. They know what's going on too. And when I get to that, because it's like a community, a sense of community with the students.
And they need to see that. They need to constantly be reminded and see that that's how we operate. We operate as a team, as one unit. You're so right about that. How does it feel to be a published author after all this time? You wrote it, you put it down, then you met this wonderful woman, then you brought it back out, and then now it's a published product. How do you feel about that? And what would you tell aspiring authors, whether they're children or adults? What advice would you give them for moving forward?
Well, first of all, it does feel great to know that something that you worked on for so long, you went through all the proper steps to get to the point of getting it published. That is just an awesome feeling. And what I would say to any aspiring authors is really work on your craft. They say writing is rewriting, and it's sure enough is. And definitely get your manuscript proofread and edited over and over and over. And be willing to take the criticism too. Be open and honest, and be flexible about allowing people to help you, because you might have a good story, but at the same time, other people can give you ideas to make it that much better. So definitely be transparent, be open to take the criticism, and really understand marketing. More so, because for me, the creative part was very easy. I mean, it was tedious, but it was very easy for me compared to marketing and promoting, of which I'm learning how to do now. So definitely have a nice team around you, some truth sayers around you. The people that just won't tell you, oh, it's good. No, really have them dig in and tell you what's going on and be willing to take it.
I'm so glad you said that because having a team around you is so important, and just being honest and say, you know what, that's not quite the way I wanted that to be, or let me think about that. So I'm glad you said that, because so often I think now we're in a phase of community and society where everyone wants to write a book, and that's great, but I don't think a lot of times people truly take out the time to think about all that it entails. It entails so much more than logging into an account, making this wonderful thing, getting this illustrator, and then moving on. It's published. I think so often people think this just, you just wave your magical wand and then it's done. And so they need to know that behind the scenes, it does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of effort. It takes a lot of things that a lot of times, often, if you're not in that field, or even if you are, we take for granted, or we don't think that hard about it. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing.
Can I even also add that had I not been with Charlene, I'm not sure if Tracy's transition would have even made it into the story, because I didn't add that part until me and Charlene became a boyfriend and girlfriend at the time.
And that goes to show also too how important it is to involve your significant others into what you're doing, because you just never know what they could bring to the table to help even make it even better than what it was. So that says a lot too, that you were open and willing to share it, but also to include a character that represents her, represents Charlene. So that says a lot about
Timing
you as
is
a person as
everything.
well.
Timing is truly everything, because
Mhm.
I know sometimes you can get discouraged because it's like, okay, I wrote this book or I started this book and I put it on the shelf. Like, okay, you start to
Yeah.
be down on yourself, but then timing is everything, because Charlene came in a picture and now it's the time. It's like, okay, let me, you have that new inspiration. So just trusting the timing of the
Yes,
process and everything. I think that's a beautiful thing.
it
And it's
is.
been quite a journey, because I went through 4 illustrators before I found the right one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
You guys.
I'm so glad you're sharing that, because again, I think so often people think you find your illustrator the first time you try, and it's just like that's not how it always works. And so I think it's important that you share that, and thank you for sharing that, because we need to know as people and as a community, yes, your dream can come true, but it does not mean that it's going to happen overnight. It does not mean you're going to get it right the first time. It will take time. It does take, oh no, I don't like this illustrator, or I do like this one, or oh, they can't do this the way I want it. It takes time and effort. So thank you for sharing that. That says a lot.
Thank you.
What would be the one message you would want the people, whether it's a teacher or a child who reads your book, what would be the one message that you would want them to learn from Captain Curriculum Save Circle Time?
I want them to know that there's multiple ways of doing things. Um, Throughout the day, teachers and children, we're both problem solving all day long. We are helping the children with their needs, and the children are working through the activities or the experiences that you're implementing in the classroom. So I would say be open, be creative, and know that there are multiple ways of solving problems. And that's what Captain Curriculum does. He wants to, in Tracy Transitions, that's what they do. They want you to understand, okay, there's a method to what needs to be done in the classroom, and they're here to help you do that. Like they said in the theme song, they're here to make your classroom an amazing place to be if you have a plan. So bottom line, have a plan for everything that you do. Don't do things haphazardly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
You can create chaos.
That is
Yes.
so true. That is so true. And so often, again, a lot of times we'll walk into a situation, a classroom, and we'll see the product, but we don't see how they got to that point. And I think so often I was watching a show on TV, and it was showing the different phases of teaching. And one teacher fairly new, total chaos. One teacher seasoned, and the kids are walking in line like, I mean, everything's flowing perfectly. And I think so often people think if you are that seasoned teacher that you've always been at that place. And if you're not, then it's just like, oh my gosh, there's something wrong. And so I think it's very important to have mentors in our schools, to have books like this that talk about transitions, to just so that our fellow our colleagues, they don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm a failure, because we all had to start off one day, but it might not be that everybody started in the same situation. Everybody's strength might not have been classroom management or transition time. So I think it's very important for books like this to be available to our teachers, students, and parents to read. So thank you
Thank-
for that.
And it's so unfortunate that classroom management is, you can give people strategies, but you have to actually be in the classroom to know what needs to be done. Yes, you can tell people, but you have to really experience it to really know what to do. So that's why I love the childcare community. I'm always talking to different people through different social media platforms. I get a lot of mentorship just from people I don't even know.
Yes.
And I implement what they say. I reject some things, but I do implement a lot of it as well.
Mhm.
So.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
That's good to know. So, what's next? Will there be Captain Curriculum saves recess? What is Captain Curriculum and Tracy Transition? What are they doing next?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because this will be a book series. So there will be a Captain Curriculum Save Circle Time again with a question mark, saves drop off and pick up, meal times, outside time, and I think even before that, we're going to put an activity book together.
Oh, that'd
Ooh,
be good.
come on, activity.
Yes.
Yes, we need them all.
That's amazing. And that's what's so needed right now. So needed.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. We definitely want to encourage you in all your endeavors. Teal, did you have any other questions for Curtis and Charlene?
I do. Okay, so what has been? Charlene, what was your reaction to know that you have this whole author just right there as a fiance? What was your initial reaction when he presented the book to you?
Well, he already, I already knew that he did drama pretty much. So he was very animated with his drama, which he let me in on some of that in a classroom setting at church. So, and he did a play. So I kind of knew that that was an interest of his. I just didn't know that he actually had some books written.
Yes.
And when I found out, it was good. He was very hush hush about it. So I was like, okay, maybe he's not that good. I don't know. So, but when he actually finally let me hear it, I was really impressed with what he did. So yeah, I'm proud of him. I just, oh goodness.
We definitely have an appreciation for that, especially in the education field. It is not male dominated at all. So anytime we have a brother author who is not only an author, but actually in the classroom trying to make a difference and making a difference, we definitely want to commend you, Curtis, for your great works, and we want you to continue to keep it up.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry. I wanted to say with him in the transitions, we just were having a discussion, and he was telling me how he transitions in classes. I was telling him how I transition in classes. So we really had that in common, because we agree that you just can't go from one activity to the next without transition. So that was good that we were on the accord with that.
Those shared experiences. And I just love what Charlene just said, those words, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of you. I think that people need to hear that often. Sometimes you can talk to yourself, and it's always good to talk to yourself and feed yourself those words. But when you hear someone else say, I'm proud of you, it's just like, it's just like so comforting, and it's just so reassuring. So again, I think that's just beautiful. I have one more question before we find out where we can stay connected with you all. You mentioned marketing, and we all know that as a published author, okay, the book is done. Now we have to get it into people's hands. What are some ways that people can help you get this book into people's hands? What are some ways that you found has been helpful for spreading the word about your book? How can we all assist?
The social media platforms have helped me out tremendously. That's why I found you all through Facebook. I just randomly found you guys, and I had a PR person help me out with it, and then all the multiple groups that I'm in, and just word of mouth as well, and trying to market the book within my school as well. So
awesome.
That's what I've been doing.
And where are you all located? What state?
We're in Virginia. I'm in Arlington. I'm like 10 minutes outside of DC.
Okay, so Virginia. I know that we're here in Texas, in Houston, Texas, but because virtual is so huge, which I'm grateful for virtual because you can connect with people from all over. But even in our districts, hearing some connections that I'm thinking about, I'll reach out to you afterwards just to I have some people in mind. They could use you like in a reading or read aloud or virtual read aloud, because I really know that this book needs to be in schools and classrooms and in homes. And so again, if viewers, if you see this live, or if you even see their book circulating, share it, send it to a friend, send it to a colleague, because we need these types of books and materials in homes and in classrooms and in libraries and just filling up spaces. So yes.
Something Curtis didn't say was that he did a workshop on the book. So he did a workshop actually where I work. So, and it's not his first workshop, but it was actually on Captain Curriculum Safe Circle Time, which was really good.
Yeah, it was a case study of the book, but at the same time, I was teaching classroom management. So yes, thank you. I forgot about that. So I'm open to do professional developments as well.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And there you have it.
In my notes. All right. So let us know, where can we stay connected? What's your main social media platforms that you like to connect with viewers, and how can we support? What platforms?
My main one is Facebook. Is Curtis.Andrews 71404.
Awesome.
And my Instagram is @Curtis, capital A, 866 70947.
Perfect. Awesome. And is the book available on what platform?
Amazon.
All right, Amazon Prime, y'all. We're all members. Get the book. Get it in like 1 or 2 days.
That's right.
You can get it on as an ebook as well.
And ebooks, okay? Come on. I love it. Well, I'm excited, and I know that I'm excited for more than one reason. I'm excited that we were able to connect, because again, if we use social media for what it's for, which is social networking, you can meet and connect with people from all over. So it's just been an honor and a pleasure to connect with you all tonight. I'm excited for the future things, because this is just your first book, but it's just getting started for you. And I'm not going to ruin the ending for you, but it's just going to be amazing. This whole journey as an author is going to be amazing. So just buckle up and get ready. But you're definitely have impacted and inspired us. I know you're going to impact and inspire so many other people. So I just wanted to say that. And Val, I know Val wants to shower you all with some words as well.
Yes, indeed. Well, tonight, thank you so much, Curtis Andrews and Charlene, for being on with us, talking to us about Captain Curriculum and how Captain Curriculum helps to save circle time. We appreciate being introduced to the children, of course, but their teacher, Miss Weeble, and Tracy transition. Not only did Captain Curriculum help Miss Weeble, but he also helped her think about a plan. Thank you for talking about the transition times, time management, how transitions make your morning go a whole lot smoother. Whether it's a song or phrase or action or four circle time, even in middle school and high school, transition times are needed. Thank you for bringing to Storytime Chill 20 plus years of experience, having transparent conversations, having understanding, and understanding that it's important to be flexible and to just know that there are multiple ways of doing things. So thank you, Curtis Andrews, for writing the book, taking out the time to write the book. Thank you, Charlene, for being a support to him as he represented and introduced to the world Capture Curriculum Saves Transition Time. We'll say circle time, excuse me. And so we're just so happy to have you on Storytime Chill with Valence. And we know that your book is going to not only be part of a series, but it's also going to go higher and it's going to impact so many, whether it's professional development locally or nationwide. So thank you for being here with us. We look forward to you coming back to Time Chill with Valence.
Thank you for having us on Storytime Chill with Valence. Storytime Chill with Valence.
That's right.
Yes, you know, I love it. I love it. And you all, please make sure that you support, like, share, subscribe. This episode will be airing in the new year. So again, happy new year. Stay safe out there. And of course, these, I know your little ones are already on their phones and their devices. Put Storytime Chill and read alouds like this in front of your teens, your children, so that they can see that representation exists and that it truly does matter. So again, make sure to subscribe to Storytime Chill on YouTube, on Facebook, and Instagram. And of course, you can always follow up with us at www.storytimechill.com. And we will see you all soon with our next guest. And thank you so much once again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.